A site this time. I see movement.
Oh.
The Ninja in Times Square. His FUT already find the opening duel. It's Mr. Fallen with a shock dart. But there's pressure on him as he is being surrounded. Yetijay here to help, but not for long. It's all Mr. Fallen. And an ace just around the corner. Stolen by Cracks. He had no right to do that. Buff can see a little too with some Bulldogs. Stinger can still pack a little bit of a punch, and it certainly has, taking down one. But Yetijay, he's now got players right above him. The paranoia doesn't catch. He's given an opportunity for a little bit more. The classic comes out, and it nearly deals with Profek. Levin on 15 HP. And what should have been an easy round, now they've got to contend with two players. The HP disadvantage, but Levin, he's not playing shy. Just one bullet needed from any weapon, but he goes swinging, gets them a 2v1. Leaves the 30 HP Zeus as the last man standing. Wrap around from BBL2. I like this. He's looking the wrong way and heavy.
And then Liquid.
Well, that it is, Tom. That it is. One is better than none, I'll say that. Profek down. FUT putting up a good fight on the A side. A little more for Zeus. A triple kill. And we talked about him against Levin. Well, he's the one to put him in the dirt, at least in this battle. A third round seemingly secured. Sociable in their way, but not for long. Cracks quickly dispatching it behind it. We won't find out, I guess, until the post-match interviews. The conversation. Whoa, Yassine it is! He's gone for the forward dash. A staple of Yassine, and one I wish he didn't try to steal away. Levin's got two, and a little bit more. Oh, I talk about a round like this, where BBL had pistols, where it should have been a walk in the park for FUT to close out, but that Blade Storm's made all the difference. Levin seeing the spark of Zeus in the last round and looking to outshine it. A 2v4, but minimal weapons recovered. Sociable's got a rifle. There's a Blade Storm still, but it's very much winnable for FUT.
Especially with that initial pick. Profek happy to play deep, but Levin's just about survived. 5 HP and still kicking. They've got to get past Sociable though. The bodyguard at the top of the site, and while looking for that final knife, it will be Profek that helps. Both of them performing. Looks like it could be fun. Cracks will be the one to find Levin though. And without, as I said, he's at a 4K and a 3K in the 2 rounds that BBL managed to win. Without him, they have next to nothing on the board just yet. Timing, well, it looked good actually for Yumpy, but Mr. Fallen has still managed to come out on top. This round was one built by the last, but it's looking like it's going to go right back in the other direction once again. Mr. Fallen should finally be isolated, but they still need a hero, and with an immediate trade, Magnum needs to find it all.
A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Route to the A side is open if he finds this first pick, but smart play by Adacaptain, just tucking in, not giving him the fight, not giving him the info off that haunt either, as they're out of range of it. Just has to go in with his wits and his weapon. One found, but the immediate return from FUT.
One of those guns might be about to go. No, never mind. Profek looked like he was moving while he hit that shot, but I think he won't mind too much. And this leaves Adacaptain almost completely isolated on the site. Look at where the rest of the team currently are. They are deep within. The closest just starting a rotation back around, and Adacaptain is going to have to go big here.
Good spray correction onto Sociable, but Levin dances around the side of the boxes and takes him out. A return of damage that was dealt to him moments ago. Be able to get the plant now right down below, and a 4 versus 3. Yes, there are pistols, but a rifle in the hands of Levin and Profek, that can do a hell of a lot of damage. They found another, and a follow-up is even there for Levin. Yetijay with the triple spray, and a great read on the final player's location, it seemed, as the smoke fades, though. It's Magnum to land the death.
Information garnered and sound removed from opponents, although Levin completely revealed up, and Zeus just decides to run in. And the rest of the team is quite far behind. Nobody went with Levin. It was just that sort of setup to try and get him to do something. And it has failed miserably. In fact, it's all 1v1 fights, which are going the way of FUT for now. The remaining 2 with an awful lot to do.
Is this a tactical pause after that? Or is this a plan that we just didn't get to see fully bloom? The idea of sending someone late to short after they will have closed off that door, found their position back on the A site, perhaps was to allow the lurk in that position to embed and then rotate back. One extra player gets caught through the smoke, and now your short guy thinks, I have to go in and take that fight. I have to be the difference maker. Gets shut down, and now what would have been a good pump fake A to a rotate into B site they get nothing for. They're in a 2v5.
Well, it would be their second pause, so I'd be very surprised if they use their second pause here. I think it's just not worth it.
Just look messy.
I want to see, like, if they can get into a post plant here, like, the timing of an Armageddon is one of the few things that can actually turn around like this. It would just be finding the correct spacing to actually use it. They've been holding onto these ults for a while, so if anything, trying to get something done once you know they're already through could be worth it, but with one player already dropped, Sociable is dead to rights. There's no way he gets out of this alive.
4 players from the defensive side on B, but BBL, they've gone back and forth, flip-flopped in this round enough that it left only Mr. Fallen on A. All the eggs in one basket for FUT, and the hit has come in on the other side. A late lurk by Yumpy, cutting up this rotation, and he'll go down, but they've got a 4v3 post plan.
Yeah, he did well. He used his ultimate, the null command, as a fake, and I'll be honest, I think it was 0 and 9 up until this point. So him selling a fake to move players away had so much value for the rest of the team. Also, I believe a part of this round might have been playing a retake. They had the lockdown in play ready to go, but with Yedajay getting caught, that now completely crumbles. FUT getting in here is going to be so difficult. That time already ticking, and well, again, maybe they could have used that Teo ult, but
at long last, and it's trying to send these players into Levin's crosshair. He's good to find one. His blade's removed, but he's still got bullets. Good for a second, but Cracks does the same. Triples up, in fact. We said we wanted to see this man return to form, and that 3-piece may just be the start of it. Sociable and Profect left to do it all. The spike is theirs, and a player down, soon to be out, as Cracks clings on to life for just a few more seconds. Nobody can bring him back into the round, and they're content to just wait this one out, expecting a move from FUT, even fake planting to try and bait them into aggression. And aggression's about to come through. Profek had the angle, and he had the reaction. Fallen down, and it's all onto Ada Captain.
Oh, for a clutch. First shot connected, know where his opponent is, and wants to try and bait him, Profect, to spamming and taking a big risk around the side of it.
Position on A, but the Killjoy setup, about to get the information that there's some contact to be had. Paranoia goes through. Yumpy the one to land onto Zeus, but it's the site that we're looking at. It's Yedajay who's clinging on. The ult has to be destroyed, and it will be just in time. Levin catching the rotation, and a 7-5.
Doesn't look like that's going to stop here. 4 players grouping up into middle. Sociable this time will be the one to start, but has the support of his little Turkish brother. They haven't checked the corner, though. This is a mistake. A chance for Yedajay to completely turn this round on his head, and with pressure already being put in over on the other side, he's just holding down the line.
Well, that's their back secure. That is for sure. They got to get their front sorted out. Magnum falling will pretty much get those boxes ticked. The spike to be planted. The late play from Yedajay. They know that he's going to be further away, though, coming from main late or perhaps up through mid. So they're cautious about this, waiting for the plant to go down, knowing that means there'll be an isolated player. Drone goes through. There's one spotted. All the info to play with now. Question is, what do you do with it? Knife about to be online. Salvos 2. They'll go to backside most of the time, and indeed that's what's cleared out here. Boathouse pushing them into Yumpy. He's good for the first. The spin on the second! Good on a dime! And now the defuse can be found. Pressuring Yedajay into the peak. In fact, it's already half. He's gonna go quick. He's gonna be fast! And he's not gonna be fast enough!
That's coming up. Nice little header.
Oh yeah, lovely
Looking
stuff.
For the back of the net.
Bicycle kick, perhaps, next time.
Ooh, okay. That's a decent start from Magnum. One of the weaker weapons, the Sheriff in hand, has already connected, looks for a little bit more, and even just the tag and the info is nice for the cross. Yumpy with the second shot will connect. That's already a 2-man advantage. Make that 3. It looks like FUT are completely capitulating in these moments, not clearing the back of the site, which currently only has 1 man within it. And Magnum's job really just stay alive as long as possible, make it as awkward as possible for him to be cleared.
And get those tags. Great call from Magnum, going out for a little more. I thought it was a bit cool.
What?
It's falling apart. BBL looked set to hammer a nail into the coffin, and it was down.
They are coming back in with a buy on that defensive side, and already Yumpy, after an incredibly quiet half, is now going to find himself another opening pick.
Levin very close to falling. Zeus walking through the nano. He's being caught. Magnum was still holding it. They thought that could be a little bit of a fake out. Instead, they've lost another player.
the attack of alarm bot in mid because they're so confident their opponents are going to push mid that they've had to leave a piece of utility there to stop them. I don't know if I've seen that. I think he ran out of bullets!
And the beautiful thing there, Sociable just plays on the edge of it, so they have that little bit of safety.
Actually not taken away. Couple of low players, he takes one of the high HP. This is actually starting to get a little bit dangerous now. HP on 2 of those players is incredibly low. And we know what Mr. Fallen can do in these sort of moments, but Levin is not going to give him the chance.
These players, but hasn't been connecting here. Cracks taking the game into his own hands at times, and he's found one onto Levin. A big pick early on, an info that there's 2 on backside, but he doesn't know one was a little closer. Yedajay finding both of those players, in fact, but the flank up from Mr. Fallen, it's putting another problem up. Beautiful display. Now, what should be a secured round off time alone. Hunter's Fury may be needed if the first pick was found, but there's still a man on the site.
Hunter's Fury immediately popped. Prophet dead to rights, not able to execute off that. They're going to utilize the Armageddon and the Blade Storm in tandem and attempt to try and find something, but instead, all it's really done is slowed the push of FUT. Yedajay also waiting. He's bought his time. This is perfect. The problem of not having all of that Sentinel utility is you can easily sneak in from behind. And while there is Yedajay to deal that final blow, the round already gone. And Magnum now has to look at this as, okay, where can I even escape to?
Yeah, he knows there's one behind. Problem is, the rotations come through from Yedajay. He's made his way right back down the middle and is waiting for this playthrough short, reading Magnum like a book. All be destroyed. They'll be forced to stand outside and wait as FUT presumably walk their way in. Mr. Fallen lurking on mid finds mass value. Sociable with a double before he falls. He's given them a chance, a breath of life into this round. With Mr. Fallen late into main, you can't expect Yumpy to be here, but he gets him anyways.
Played isolated.
150 health on Mr. Fallen. Not a scratch after those early duels. Up close is Magnum. One shot. Had to come and meet him. Magnum knows, but he still loses the fight. The site now divided as Sociables looking forward. He's got a player coming through main. He's barely evaded his sight. In fact, I think they might have spotted him. It looks like they did. Yedajay was trained in on him. The Blade Storm for both, but it's Zeus to bring the thunder. And Yumpy falling to the same storm.
Back-to-back pauses for guys. We talk about this guy's impact. And sure, there's been some huge individual plays, some delay, but why would they be delayed? Unless they assume somebody's going to be within the site. Sociable's done well, though. That pick makes things interesting. It also gets him the Armageddon. An ult that can be used to clear a lot of that backside, maybe even push them back into the spawn. Instead, moving them into an awkward position. Magnum's done well. Already another pick, cracks within the site. Hunter's Fury being utilized to try and do some damage, but it really hasn't slowed them too much. And in fact, Yumpy is already on that defuse. I think a drone's being utilized from outside the site. There was no one left to deny them. The idea that maybe Yedajay is elsewhere, maybe he's not swinging. Solid flash, both peeking off the back of it. They've been stunned up in the corner of the site, but yet to be cleared, and eventually both go down. Time was ticking, but the hold was solid from BBL. Now with 2 standing, it would only come down to mistakes, but BBL have made plenty.
A great stun as well that it slowed them down from Sociable. It stopped the reposition in Boathouse and made it much easier for those players coming in from the laneway to take that easy fight. Mr. Fallen, oh, he's gone. He's put in the dirt as Sociable emerges, and the ult is sent.
Forward, the rest of the team are hightailing it back towards the side, but Zeus and Anna Captain, immediate entries, exactly what they needed in the last few seconds. Magnum's going alone. Magnum's going to try and take this into his own hands instead, has made that cut a little bit wider. Hunter's Fury utilized, and well, Yedajay's spot is known, but even if they clear him, there's so many more pieces to this puzzle, so many more dominoes that would need to fall. Another overtime is all but guaranteed.
I don't know how Yedajay survived so long. He's got 2 HP, almost wanted him to get involved.
More space, but they're just looking for those trades. An early opening.
Yumpy's gone crazy. He's just sent it, running through the nanos, taking a lot of damage, jumps in. It's a free pick for Yedege. Paranoia lands. That's a great assist there from the Paranoia. Love to see it from the Omens. There's Profek doing it, and BBL rolling their way into the B site. Drone used late as well from Sociable. Great info. Might be both players spotted by that. The stun certainly indicates it. Plant secure. And post plant now in play. A smoke to block off one avenue. They know where Mr. Fallen is. His shock dart damn close to drawing blood, but it won't land the damage that they desperately need at this point. The swing together. These two, we talked a big game about them, but out of captain in the ground, it's Mr. Fallen to lead them to victory alone. Expects the swing. Great read. But the shots not landing the killing blows just yet. The wrap all the way around. Expected, spotted, and the shorty. Where moving his way through tree. They need to worry about. Salvos will give that away. Goes the Paranoia. The swing from Zeus as a response, though. Just as they want to push, he goes pushing into them. Tagged up, but he goes down below. A little bit of extra armor from the wood as out of captain cleans it up.
As they look to go back in the other direction, Mr. Fallen holding the angle ready. In fact, he takes the early swing. The trade, though, is decent from Sociable. Makes things even, and this lurk from Magnum is filthy. That's going to put real pressure on the B side. Keep players here, leaving just out of captain alone on the other side of the map. He's had his hero moments, but this will not be one of them. And the lurk from Magnum is sublime. Utility, and you're not going to have any shields, but when you tried everything else, you just got to try aggression. Levin, he's tried to bait the fact that he's run away. Instead, he still sticks around and takes a second. Another round from the superstar Jet, who's put his team with an advantage. The best chance BBL have had thus far.
That's an audacious play to pull out late into the game, especially with an AWP on the board, containing that short presence. He goes aggressive. He doesn't have support, but doesn't need it. The smoke bought him a little extra space, but they've stepped through it. Yedege onto Profek, causes problems. The plant can now be secured from FUT. The attack side, always the one to find success from what we've seen so far. BBL haven't been doing this. Often the retakes have come in just from one angle. Now they're sending that man late with the operator of all weapons, and he's found his mark. Yedege down and out, and the only players left are in under the op, swinging in slowly. Out of captain finds him, looking for Sociable, and cracks with the trade. Back up there, they've got deep B control.
Oh, there's no way.
Let's try to walk through mid. That's the right response, but the wrong round. With Yedege waiting for that very play. FUT one step ahead, and they've got a 4v2 as a result.
Straight to the back as the site goes cracks. Just making sure that they can hold on to that late control if they choose to go in that direction. The same can be said on the other side, although rotation away from A seems to be the goal. The peak timing could be everything, though. And a captain's going to hear the Prowler, know that one's already made it to the site, and just looks to try and hold his ground.
10 seconds left.
Knowing that there's a potential attempt to get aggressive when you're this far down in a round.
It's been nothing but attacking rounds. This is FUT's chance to break the mold, to find themselves an advantage that may see Ascent back in their hands. This province can be seized, and this is the first step to success. Profek and Magnum stand in their way. It's now just one, but they're desperately low. A few shots landed! Or at least mark it in the late round. A deep control from Levin that you're highlighting. Well, it might not mean much. They keep losing.
Oh, no, he's gone forward.
It's a full rotation. It forces him in. Losing a man, you want to retake ground elsewhere. But instead, they get an early notification that the A site is lost. Taken over by FUT. And they're already in. It doesn't matter. The salvos are too late. The dash got past them. And the plant will be secured. Sociable looking to make a play. And he's got one at least.
It's brought the round at least back into the realms of possibility. Mr. Fallen low, in goes Profek for one. Cracks under the site, is still lurking below, holding that ground, but Profek's found another. Half defusal, not quite garnered, but it's now left all onto Yedege. The spray's a little bit wild. He's gonna go jumping through. He'll clutch it out like a trigger bot.
He knows his dash distances. So they'll tag on Mr. Fallen, but out of captain, returning a bit more damage. 3 pickups. And it's looking like he needs a little more, in fact, because he's closed in on my social.
What is happening?
The attack side, again, coming into a resurgence late in the round. That was a 4v2, but blink and we're back to even footing. Damage done to Sociable, but one away from the ult that will now be acquired in the back of this plant, but he should be dead. Yedajay's got the wrap, he's got the read, and the spray, not quite there, but Cracks picks. He's gonna be here, and he's gonna be here on time. Other side of the smoke. Swinging in, gets one, Magnum with the trade, and Prophet catches Lurk on A. Players falling, and Spike dropped in the open. They need the picks now. The time's not there to get the plant, and it's done and dusted. A solution in overtime. The defending rounds now for both teams. Falling back into the hands of one of these teams, but neither wants to let go. Deep play from Levin. It's risky, and it doesn't pay off with Mr. Fallen claiming scalps across the A site. It's a three-piece, and Magnum, he's been great. He's had his rounds, but at this stage, his footer now executing in to this A site. Salvos, this time adjusted to catch the dive in, but he's up top, he's safe for now. But Profek finds him. The close angle from Magnum nets another. BBL need this defensive round to keep the OTs rolling. A map that many moments have come that looked like they had recovered it, that it would fall into their hands, but it keeps slipping away. 3 versus 4. The rotate around will bring them right into Levin's waiting arms.
Yeah, they've been spotted in middle as well. He's now going to have a B main pick spot to try and catch the guy in the window. Steps have been heard. Dash online, but the shot's missed. It's not connected. Magnum, though, is still there and still kicking. He could be the distraction. Levin's there on the...
I believe they say double digits in the twos, Tom.
I believe you say that. Levin again.
Did one time. Nice. Responses from BBL are there. They're getting everything Yedajay to contend with, but quickly traded out. The spike found on the site. FUT scrambling to try to get some picks back in their direction. And we've seen defensive rounds now fall into the hands of BBL, so there's no more security to fall back on.
2-player push-up B. Magnum sees. Hasn't landed, but Sociable in middle again. That's Yedajay down. He has been the hero of so many of these rounds. Now Magnum under pressure, but he doesn't catch the timing. That's the opener they needed. That's the spike guaranteed.
Captain was almost caught, but he TP'd across into main. Conscious of this flank, conscious. Sociable could be just around the corner, but his timing is... Oh, but so is Sociable's aim! A 3v4 now. FUT's chance to push this to another OT, to bring us a ridiculous distance. It's the first map of the series. Levin fights back against that. Levels up 3 versus 3. And the time ticking though. BBL, the ones that need to make a move. You can't wait for that utility, but they're sprayed down. It's a bloodbath, leaving Levin to pick up all of the pieces. The dash in deep catches them off guard, but not for the kill. And the time, they've got the read. The nade gives him a bit of space. That's perfect from Sociable.
For me once, shame on me, but in round 39, I'm not getting fooled by that aggression. The BBL is so careful, so methodical to make sure that this guy can't rat out a round. Zeus now tries to get aggressive as well, but he is caught by the hero of Magnum. And for FUT, they need a hero of their own. And a captain within the site. Mr. Fallen spraying on the cross, doing a ludicrous amount of damage. Maybe setting up the star smoker to take this round into his own hands. Yumpy, though, with a trade. Keeps that advantage in the hands of BBL. 2 stand between BBL's umpteenth chance to close this map. But at this stage, there's no counting out either.
Mr. Fallen is tagged low. The man advantage for BBL. The flash is still online for Cracks. It'll be their way back in. At least they'll hope so. Great spam.
What?
Mr. Fallen's picked up Yumpy. He might have seen a little bit of him. Who knows? Profek is down too. All of a sudden, the advantage is there for FUT.
Hasn't managed to connect, and still 2 players remain within. Magnum needs to get something, and he has already. Then Sociable strikes as well, keeping the man advantage. Another added to the death toll. But we find ourselves once more 2 players versus 3. Sociable's still going. He's not stopped. He just wants to take this round into his own hands, and the rest of the team...
Through the nade, that's risky.
Wants to have that element of surprise still. They need to clear the back line, and while Cracks is there again, this is his position. You try and push it to the site with him sitting in that corner, and you best believe you need to hit your shots immediately. It's gonna be another opportunity.
With this map, it's on track to be with FUT diving in, but Sociable the first to draw blood.
Magnum not here this time around. Don't know if that'll be their undoing though. That's a solid start with the Turkish duo. on this BBL side, stepping up. They've still got to be careful, though. Don't give anything to Mr. Fallen and a captain. They have been sublime in these clutch moments, but here comes Yumpy to add one more. We are not done just yet. Serious pressure. But at times, pressure is all he needs. First kill already found. Now the cavalry arrives, and Mr. Fallen is still surviving. That has not cleared him out of the corner. No, they can't deal with him. I was going to say, finally, he's fallen, but no! Mr. Fallen still survives. Eventually, he has gone down. And now Yedajay needs to be the hero of another round. The spike plant ult was in a decent position. The Nightfall is going to reveal him, and he's already going to get tagged up. Priority of the players around this spot on the map. Yedajay just walked through it like nobody would ever be there. Sociable's played there so many times. The quick thinking of FUT, though, is to go back towards the A side. BBL are matching them, though. They are hightailing it in this direction. Prophet in position. Shots not connected initially, but he's still holding the line! It's down to just add a captain, another clutch needed, and he can just teleport to the other side of the map. He can plant for himself as he'll take this 1v1.
It's it wide open as well. He could go spawn, mark it, into the boathouse. Magnum has to clear it all. 15 seconds until he has a haunt, so he takes it slow, takes his time. But with no idea where this player is, and look at the nasty little spot that Ada Captain's found himself, taking no chances. He knows by now that the play is not through spawn. He's hearing the steps even now, the door closing. Knows exactly where Magnum is, and he just faces, swings wide, but misses every single shot. Time bought, the Prowler will confirm his position. It might get him half. Magnum's gonna stick it, the swing out. He's not making it now, pulls his gun out, but it's too late. It's too late, he needs to kill, and he doesn't have time anymore! It's done! Ax and Yedajay waiting patiently inside that B site as they spread the net, looking to catch FUT, unaware. They fail, at least in the first attempt. The A site now, though, those players are going to be scratching their heads. Where's the extra contact? Where's the play? Well, Yedajay's about to have it, but they're looking the wrong way! He's got a shot, and he hits both with Yumpy landing nothing. It's Profek. In the clutch of his life, a 1v5 deep in overtime. Can he still find a way to dig that little bit deeper? 20 seconds. Picks needed. The plant with 15, he needs to go. He needs to run, and they're waiting for him. Beautiful stuff from FUT.
Social's been able to dodge the utility. A third defender makes their way in. Sociable's done the work. And now it's already falling apart. 23 seems guaranteed. There is not going to be a single pick going the other way. We haven't seen a play like this just yet. Timing's going to be everything, but the crossfire is perfect.
Well done.
Perfect synergy from Levin and Magnum that gives them a double. Ada Captain's going to play as much of an off angle as he can, but he's caught by the knife. They're going to know he's here. The trade needs to be there, and it is again. Perfect work from this deadly duo, and now Levin goes back for more. A second, a third bite of the cherry. And on all that remains in their way is Yedajay, but you can't give this man an inch.
What an adaptation, man. We're so deep in, we're 47 rounds in, and they decide to go for a two-man push into spawn. It's things like that that keep your opponents guessing, keep them on the back foot. And after the previous one, seeing FUT find that little resurgence, they're again gonna need a big play out of an individual. Time ticking, and it feels like it's already too far gone. If BBL play their cards right, look at the utility. Sociable still has his easy ability online. Indeed, it will be sent out early before the tap.
Anytime soon.
In fact, triple mid-hold, but the smoke is gonna leave them, but they swing on in. Mr. Fallen, good for one. At second, though, bought back by FUT. Denying that aggression immediately, the op not finding its mark. Not enough at least. And so this 3v4 leaves FUT with open space for the B site.
Yeah.
They're just gonna waltz in.
No one there. Of course, it's not a similar boat to having that Sentinel and having that additional utility. Evan needs to try and catch a timing here, and he doesn't, almost loses his life for it, in fact. Knowing that if they get into this post plant with this much of a disadvantage,
Spike planted.
there's very little hope for them to turn this one back. Sociable. Be the focus here. They're going to have a decent idea that there's a player still behind them that they need to deal with. An open plant ready for that Yedige lurk to come back through. And I'll be honest with you, it seems like an oversight. They've completely forgotten that he's there, swinging in from behind, but they found every single pick. Time is ticking though. Yedige left to try and do it all. Needs to try and save this team one more time, hits the headshot, needs to get the spam, but instead it's the defusal! It is finally done!
Well, FUT on the attack side, already closing in the distance and
Under a
taking
different
down
form of pressure here.
Giving him a little bit of a break in this round. Late rotations through mid, 3 players on their way, and the retake will be underway any moment with an aggressive position from Zeus. He is put to bed early. Levin, the one to take the limelight. Magnum from up top puts the numbers in their favor. No panic now, although time is ticking. They should be able to put the pressure on around this elbow. Yedige, good for one. The second player on site backing him up is out of captain, and together.
The pistol, he's only one away from getting his ultimate, but oh, that's a mistake. Krax has peeked mid with a spike. Now retrieving this shouldn't be too difficult. Ada Captain's going to take the deep space, make sure that nobody's been able to push past, but that's at least something. And now they've had to give up a lot of the space that they previously had. Prophet, the site anchor on B. It's just going to be jiggle peeking, but the rest of the team have gone the other way. They have got the read completely wrong.
40 seconds and delay still available for Prophet. It's going to buy them that extra time. BBL getting to reset and potentially have 3 players on site ready for the fight. The benefit, Yumpy contains that push around from Ada Captain. Now leaves Mr. Fallen isolated with a player to his back at least. Yedige now the last man standing, 15 health.
Not planted.
The element of surprise maybe plays into his favor with it not being planted for him, but BBL throwing in that bit of aggression early on to catch FUT off guard. They get around, and Levin's got an opening pick from up top. Yumpy with the transfer of dreams. Flashed himself in, and as a result, the round is theirs. Pitch as well. Look at the swing. It's a free pick for Magnum. They still end up smelling the roses in that play with a 4v4 as a result. Old pop swing in though, and it's Magnum getting that little bit more, but the second side of the push is being slowed, stopped as Yedige found one. Nade trades him out too, but Krax is left alone thanks to the salvo. Stun just misses. He's caught one above, isolating the fights. The wraparound spotted, and he stopped the defuse at least for now. Sociable needing to put the pressure on time-wise. The tap making it to half just about, but he's looking. Not up against the eco, but they've seen this play before. Not ready for it. He grabs one, the flash fades, but fine. So does he. 1 for 1, and the res up on Krax completely nullifies that fight. Yumpy going in, and now they've spotted
no.
They did!
What?
They didn't see him! A phantom! With them. Oh, well, listen, you were wrong.
Oh, he's full straight. Oh, okay.
Mr. Fallen's got him. Prophet giving away the cues, and now Magnum with it all to do. He's heard the steps running away, even gets tags onto Yedige. Unfortunately, Yedige's got the upper hand now, halfway diffused, but ult activated, and no utility for FUT to use on this take. It's got to just be swings, and well, at least it's working out for the first.
Ults being spammed, forcing them forward. They expect the one position that couldn't have been cleared. Sociable looking for another hero play, but again, he'll be slowed. Has Yumpy for support, leaving 2 standing. Salvos will deny them that little bit longer. Sociable even looking to try and take the fight. Another of those stuns put into play. Just 10 seconds left, but the aggression working out. Sociable drops the spike and continues alongside Prophet. Either that or he's having a jam tart and he's going to have a tart attack, but I don't think that's what he was saying.
I don't believe so, Tom, but there's no telling when it comes to Magnum. Sociable, good for the pick. They were looking to push him out of that position, got more than they're bargained for. Ult sent through by Deadlock, but it's a little late. The player's already gone, and Ada Captain lurking outside A surprises Magnum. A 4 versus 2 now. The remaining BBL players making the read right away that this is a rotation to the A site. They're going to be here well ahead of the push.
I almost wonder if
it's a great read.
We'll see that. Maybe the Armageddon for safety. Clear the back of the site, but it's the close position that's far more dangerous. The knife won't connect.
Free.
Yumpy right in position, and it what?
That was
he got both of them and the third as well. What?
Different BBL we're seeing here today. They've claimed FUT's former home ground, and now they look to beat them on their own map pick. But an opening pick gives FUT the advantage, and I'm sorry, but the BS meter's off the charts. Profec's got one in the spawn, the spray through the wall to catch one, and FUT tagged up heavy on a lot of players.
I don't know if they'll expect two to be here. That's the only thing. The attack really want this back line, and well, it's already looking done.
They don't know.
They don't know the Sociable's here, but he can't just take one kill. He needs to get a multi-frag, and the second he fires on one, they'll all be looking his way. That's the problem. So many players in this backline. Yumpy needs even more BS than the last round. I don't think it's going to be happening. A net laid to keep him in position. Bullets connect, but no pick found. He went through. He went through the Viper screen. He's looking to just fight tooth and nail, and they've kept the man advantage going.
The lockdown sends them back. There's no way that Krax is getting out of here detained. And with deep control over B, as we're seeing with this push-up, Yumpy's got all the control in his hands. Levin watching his back as well, making sure the mid lurk can't come through tube or under. And then obviously you've got an alarm bot sitting there watching for that push-up alongside the turrets. Well, not anymore. Taken out by the utility of Krax. Ult sent through as a response. Players just standing either side of it. 20 seconds and it's all down to the delay. Out of captain, 36 HP. Man advantage for BBL. They've seen a player up on the rope, hung out to dry, and Levin
doesn't really leave him with anywhere to go. Levin, the flash is perfect. Yumpy with the setup for the young duelist once again, but they have not cleared the one man left within the site. A chance for Energy to spring a trap. 2 quick kills. That aggression was so successful for BBL, they didn't realize that there was still one man lurking in the grass.
Yeah, and it was the one that they spotted to start this one out. Just figured he'd fallen back that little bit further, but no, Yedeje is still here. Unfortunately, he needs to do it all. A 3-piece already. 2 away from the ace, and he isolates the first, spots the second. Oh, it's close. 50 HP left on Sociable, but Salvos come back online. That's going to buy a little bit more time, and in this round, with it already bleeding so deep, he should be able to run this clock all the way down. Sociable, he may even give the ace in the end, but the time is gone.
Spectre.
So, oh, no!
Oh, that's a table breaker. That's one where you're going to be incredibly frustrated, and in a round that you just cannot afford to lose. Yedeje, too many players, too many targets, and no shots connected. This could be the round already over. Yumpy taking aggressive positioning, and he goes down. Krax with a quick double. Somehow turning this round all the way back on his own. Dragging his team kicking and screaming. Before it was Yeteje, now it is Krax. Maybe have a bit of an off angle, and that off angle will be had. They have completely bypassed him and just not checked some of those closer angles. It's definitely a surprise factor. There's the ultimate, which, while sticking this, he's just about going to live to tell the tale. But now Prophet looks to come back in from behind. An easy pick and a beautiful.
To rotate, they'll stick in position on B, even having the Deadlock utility to back them up. But Ada Captain goes swinging early. He falls. Deadlock utility dealt with. Ult activated by Krax. He's been sensational so far. A highlight of the FUT squad, and it's a double up for him. Prophet on the lurk. Another staple of this series, especially here on Icebox. He's managed to thread the needle for one. Zeus goes down 1 by 1. They're falling. Late play through mid, though. Yedeje should tip the scales in their favor here. It's Prophet down for nothing, and Sociable to do it all. He's got salvos. The time not that far gone. That's going to delay them slightly, but he's caught by the
He actually got Yedeje. That's absurd.
Luckily, Krax is still going. So that will be no problem to just get that defuse across the line.
Or it can be used, well, never mind. It's going to be used to get in. Space taken, pressure for Yedeje. In fact, he's taken so much damage. A couple of extra assists, the easiest assist Yumpy's ever going to get. And Levin taking this deep control. It's expected, it's, well, attempted. But that's almost too easy. The Viper's Pit even going to be used for safety. That safety is not needed! This marathon. He was there throughout the lot of it, a backwards dash into the site. I'm guessing that was to avoid whatever flash was thrown, but it hasn't avoided the death toll, and that's going to put the Waylay ultimate available. Mr. Farlin also in quite an aggressive position. Them has got to. The surprise, though, is there. The turnaround, and somehow Ada Captain wins that battle as well. 2 players remain. Spike not planted. A kill at least for Yumpy, but well, his teammates nowhere to be seen. I don't think there's even any time to get anything done here, and with Zeus in position, yeah, just take the orb and that's it.
Well, even go for the fight. If they take you out, that's great. You get an orb, you have ult off, rip in the next round. You've got economy as well to fall back on. I think it's probably the right call that he's going for. Open. Information now coming in that that's where the hit is. His presence. Magnum's caught Mr. Fallen lacking. The mid control for him, good. And he's even spotted Zeus, but Zeus fires right back at him. Ult put into play is going to force it forward. It's Cracks in an awkward position. He was dead to rights if he didn't move, and instead steps into their waiting crosshairs. No follow-up on the utility thrown through as Captain wraps around. Great sees too. They're getting a lot done with that utility with Yedege following up. It's all on Profek. He's got his Vandal to play with and a good idea where these players are, but only 20 seconds. No, he spotted one down below. The spray is good, but no idea on the final player. The drone, they go in together though, looking to take these fights. A wrap around on the B site gets Profek one, but he's soon to fall surely on the site of A. A lot of presence taken, but they've lost everything on B. The thing is, they know Profek's there. They're waiting for him to wrap around, and he has to be quick because Yumpy's all alone.
The wraparound coming around from Mr. Fallen as well. Timing here is perfect. It couldn't be any better.
See the Blade Storm online? You start to panic, and Profex lurks again, getting up to no good around middle.
God, this is such a big advantage now. They need a hero, and there's no hero to be had. Zeus down. Lockdown for safety, but there's nobody here. The Viper's Pit was placed on the other side of the map. That was being held by the captain. Yedege is already stuck on the middle of the map, and there's still a lurk. There's still a player sitting behind Profek, and his timing has been impeccable all the way through this map so far.
Captain, good for one. That lurk might be needed, but Yedege's the one to shut it down. Okay, FUT, I see the game. They're right back into it. And remember how we got to OT. It was Red Bull clutch after Red Bull clutch. For BBL, their utility is keeping the clock in their favor. Salvo's online as well. Infinite delay, it seems, for this squad as FUT desperately trying to get this defused to half, but it's just not happening. Swing through, and is there to greet them. It's Sociable all alone.
You can sell the idea that maybe only one player is in this position, but they're already
huge.
It's 2 openers. Mr. Fallen needs to trade, and he gets nothing. Leaving now, Yetege and Captain. They want to try and get back into position to maybe bring back Cracks, but it is patient on the other side. And they don't even know that there's a second player. The timing is everything, though. Yetege has been able to get that pick. Once again, bringing it into the realms of possibility. Viper's Pit in immediately drops one. And now all that stands in their way is Yetege, and he won't be able to do it.